Hello, boys and girls, trying something new today. So please bear with me using Zoom to record a lesson video. Two things you will need. One is your literacy notebook, ready to write notes. You'll also need your starting off strong book. You'll also need a pencil. So I guess technically that's three things that you need. So at this time, please go ahead and find those three things. Hit pause as needed in the video to give yourself more time to find what you need. We'll get started by opening up in our literacy notebook. I'll go to the next available page and I will write our story. I will write the title of our book, Starting Off Strong. All right, starting off strong. We are going today to the first story, so page 6, The Two Brothers. So I'm also going to write down the title, The Two Brothers. Okay, this is happening from page 6 to page 10, looks like at the bottom, which then goes on to the next page, so we'll say page 11. This will be our reading for this week. We will have a shared story that we will work on together. All right, so today being the first day that we're reading this story, you're going to write down words that I don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to start with a little dash there, words that I don't know. As I'm reading, I want you to pay attention to any words that are unfamiliar to you. You will press pause on the video to give yourself a moment to write down that word and then press play to continue listening to me read. All right, here we go. First on page 6, we have a picture. At the bottom, it has a caption, Two Brothers Set Out on a Journey. The Two Brothers by Leo Tolstoy. Two brothers set out on a journey together. At noon, they lay down in a forest to rest. When they woke up, they saw a stone lying next to them. There was something written on the stone, and they tried to make out what it was. Whoever finds this stone, they read, let him go straight into the forest at sunrise. In the forest, a river will appear. Let him swim across the river to the other side. There he will find a she-bear and her cubs. I'm going to pause here for a moment. I'm going back to the word that I don't know. And I'm going to write it down. It says she-bear. I'm just writing that down, keeping track of what words I don't recognize. There he will find a she-bear and her cubs. Let him take the cubs from her and run up the mountain with them without once looking back. On top of the mountain, he will see a house, and in that house, he will find happiness. When they had read what was written on the stone, the younger brother said, let us go together. We can swim across the river, carry off the bear cubs, take them to the house on the mountain, and together find happiness. I am not going into the forest after bear cubs, said the elder brother. I'm going to pause. I'm going to add that word here. I am not going into the forest after bear cubs, said the elder brother, and I advise you not to go. I'm going to add this word as well. Now, your list of words might look different than mine, but if the words I'm writing down you also do not recognize, that's totally fine. Please add them to your list. And I advise you not to go. Going on to page 8. In the first place, no one can know whether what is written on this stone is the truth. Perhaps it was written in jest. I don't know that word. Add it here. If there's another word that you don't know that I am not writing down, please take a moment to write that down. It is even possible that we have not read it correctly. In the second place, even if what is written here is the truth, suppose we go into the forest and night comes and we cannot find the river. We shall be lost. And if we do find the river, how are we going to swim across it? It may be broad and swift. So talking about a river being broad and being swift. In the third place, even if we swim across the river, do you think it is an easy thing to take her cubs away from a she-bear? She will seize us. This word seize. She will seize us, and instead of finding happiness, we shall perish. It's absolutely okay if your word list is long. That's why we're reading it together. She will seize us, and instead of finding happiness, we shall perish, and all for nothing. In the fourth place, even if we succeeded in carrying off the bear cubs, we could not run up a mountain without stopping to rest. And most important of all, the stone does not tell us what kind of happiness we should find in that house. It may be that happiness awaiting us there is not at all the sort of happiness we would want. Now, something I'm thinking about that I should have thought about before, it's important to write down the page numbers of where to find these in case, or I should say not in case, but for when we need to go back and refer to them. So I'm writing down here, these 3 words were found on page 7. I'm just checking here. And then that means the rest of them are from page 8 because that is where I currently am. So if you need to pause this video to go back and check what page number those words are on, please do that at this time. Let's see. We were right here. In my opinion, said the younger brother, you are wrong. What is written on the stone could not have been put there without reason. And it's all perfectly clear. In the first place, no harm will come to us if we try. In the second place, if we do not go, someone else will read the inscription on the stone. I'm going to add this word to my list. And also that it is on page 8. If we do not go, someone else will read the inscription on the stone and find happiness, and we shall have lost it all. In the third place, if you do not make an effort and try hard, nothing in the world will succeed. In the fourth place, I should not want it thought that I was afraid of anything. Moving on to page 9. The elder brother answered him by saying, the proverb says, proverb, I'm going to add that here. And I'm now on page 9. The proverb says, in seeking great happiness, small pleasures may be lost. And also, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. The younger brother replied, I have heard. He who is afraid of the leaves must not go into the forest, and also, beneath a stone no water flows. And the younger brother set off, and the elder remained behind. No sooner had the younger brother gone into the forest than he found the river, swam across it, and there on the other side was the she-bear, fast asleep. He took her cubs and ran up the mountain without looking back. When he reached the top of the mountain, the people came out to meet him with a carriage to take him into the city, where they made him their king. If there are any words that you were not sure about here on page 9, please take a moment, pause the video, and write down those words. When he reached the top of the mountain, the people came out to meet him with a carriage to take him into the city, where they made him their king. He ruled for 5 years. In the 6th year, another king, who was stronger than he, waged war against him. I'm going to add waged. The city was conquered and he was driven out. Again, the younger brother became a wanderer, and he arrived one day at the house of the elder brother. The elder brother was living in a village and had grown neither rich nor poor. The two brothers rejoiced at seeing each other, and at once began telling of all that had happened to them. You see, said the elder brother, I was right. Here I have lived quietly and well, while you, though you may have been a king, have seen a great deal of trouble. On to page 10. I do not regret having gone into the forest and up the mountain, replied the younger brother. I may have nothing now, but I shall always have something to remember, while you have no memories at all. And here we have our picture. You might take a moment and think about which one is the older brother and which one is the younger brother. All right, so at this time, you have a list of words ready to share with the class. We'll be looking at these words together during our Zoom call. So keep those words ready for our Zoom time. Until next time.